Well, now there's something we haven't seen for quite a while. I'm surprised actually that this puddle is as big as it is. I didn't think it rained that much last night, but I guess it did, because this ground, as you guys know, was bone dry, and for it to make that big of a puddle means that it had to rain quite a bit. So much, in fact, that I think today would be a perfect day to go sit on the LS and get some groundwork done at the hayfield. This rain should have softened that up, and it'll suppress all the dust and make for a pretty enjoyable day. But before I run over to the hayfield and start working on that, I got to get these cows taken care of. That's what's going on today on Farmer Tyler Ranch. If I was feeding these cows every day, I'd be putting out 1 bale per day. So 3 bales ought to be more than enough for 2 days, while also factoring in the simple fact that they are gonna waste some of that, waste with air quotes, and stomp it into the ground, which is what we're trying to get them to do. To some degree at least. I still feel like there's a balance there. We don't want to waste too much, but we do definitely want to see some left on the ground. Over the next month or possibly 2, depending on what the weather allows me to do, I plan to just keep feeding them this way. We will wean the calves in that time, and we'll have to make some adjustments to how we're doing it, but the plan is to continue to bale graze until it just simply gets too wet and muddy to get out here. I'll concentrate the bales or keep them all in the same spot where I'm gonna remember where they're at, and then it'll be very interesting to see next spring and summer if we noticed any difference in the way the grass grows. I don't know. Well, we got a good chunk of the hayfield disc today. I would estimate this is probably like 18 to 20 acres that I did. And while that may not sound like very much, with the 10-foot disc, that's a lot. There's still a little bit left to do on the west end of the field, but it's gonna have to wait for another day. Well, due to the little mishap yesterday, I'm filming on a new camera today, and I'm not fully familiar with it yet, so I hope I look and sound okay. It's time to get this pig feeder filled up again, and I don't really have the option to mess around with trying to lock these guys up, so I'm gonna fill it while they're in here. I don't know, this might end up being a mistake, but we're gonna try it. I think this is pretty well empty. Oh yeah, just a little bit in the middle. There, what do you think? Is that gonna hold? How'd you guys do? Oh yeah, we pretty well got her cleaned out. I'm back over here at the ranch now, and you might have guessed it by the fact that I've got my truck here with the tailgate down, that we need to load up around bale and take it to the steers. I think a couple of videos ago I might have said something to the effect of that there was enough grass over there and they probably didn't need supplemental hay. But the weather has kind of changed, and it looks like it's gonna stay different here for the foreseeable future. And I decided that rather than waiting for the grass to like completely run out, that we would just sort of start gradually bringing hay over there. If I'm only bringing 1 bale a week for 8 steers, they're still gonna be getting a lot of their daily ration from the grass, but the hay just kind of helps minimize their impact on it. Looks like the bulls are ready as well. Well, you guys didn't jump over the gate. I'm happy about that. You see, I haven't fed them enough. They don't know what's going on, but they'll figure it out. So now that I'm feeding these guys on a somewhat regular basis, it does kind of have me thinking about what the future is going to look like. So I think what my plan is going to be is to get the biggest 3 out of this group, bring them back home, and then the smaller 5 that remain can stay here through the winter. I know from last year that with 5 here, having access to all 3 pastures, that bringing them 1 bale a week was enough to get them through. My other option is to bring a second feeder out here and then bring like a stockpile of hay. I don't know what that would be, 10, 20 bales, and find somewhere to store it here if the landowners would let me do that. And then I could still make once a week trips out here to feed these guys, but instead of putting 1 bale out, I would be putting 2. So I guess what I'm saying is there's some changes coming for this group. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.